Hey everybody, this is Eric here from Action Yu-Gi-Oh! And I am going to be showing off my Mathmech deck profile. Now I decided to play this weekend. I played it at two separate tournaments because a viewer requested that I play this deck and do a deck profile of it. I did fairly well with this deck. At about 30-man locals, I went X1, ended up 4th place. At another locals, I also did very well. But I didn't end up topping at that one because I lost to time twice in a row. It's unfortunate, but it happens. It was actually by literal seconds, both times in a row. I will be doing a combo video for this deck. I'll put it down in the description below if you are watching this in the future. If not, I'll have that video out on Friday. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. For monsters, the first thing that we played was Triple Mathmech Sigma. This is the most important Mathmech. This can summon itself from hand or graveyard as long as you do not have a monster in the extra monster zone. And it will banish itself when it leaves the field, but not if it's used for an Xyz summon. Always play 3 of that card. It is your most important one. Never play less. I played Triple Subtraction. You can play 2 of this card if you would like. I played triple because I wanted to up the numbers. It's not a bad card. It decreases it decreases a card's attack by 1,000, and then special summon itself locks you into Cyberse. Very useful card. We also played 2 copies of Mathmech Edition. You can run 3 of this card if you'd like. It's basically subtraction, except it increases a monster's attack. This card is also very expensive right now, as it is short printed and there is only 1 printing. I only have 2 copies as well, so 2 works out. Next, I played 2 Mathmech Diameter. This is the newest Mathmech. On normal summon, it will revive a level 4 Cyberse, and if used for a Synchro or Xyz summon of a Mathmech monster, it gives it an effect that allows it to negate a card effect once per turn on the turn that it's summoned. This comes up a lot. Very, very useful for the deck. Very good support. Next card we played was Double Nabla. This is Lone Fire Blossom. You tribute a Cyberse, summon a Mathmech. It also gives double attacking if sent to graveyard for the monster in the extra monster zone. And for our 1-ofs, we played 1 Multiplication and 1 Division. This card is very good for combos, tributes a monster in the extra monster zone, then brings back a level 4 Cyberse from graveyard and or hand. You can pick and choose. Very important. And then Multiplication can double the level of a monster you control. And if it's sent to graveyard, it doubles the attack of the monster in the extra monster zone. This one halves a monster. So these are very useful not only in their own right for OTKs and for turn 1 combos, but also because you can bring them back on the opponent's turn using some of your cards, or you can detach them as materials and then effect cards on the field so that your opponent can't swing over your stuff in the battle phase. On to our honorary Mathmech, we play 2 Balancer Lord. 3. You can play 2 if you'd like, but 3 works out very well for me as it's super important for combos. It gives you an additional normal summon by paying 1,000, and if it's banished, it special summons 1 level 4 or lower. For 1-ofs, we played Cyberse Gadget and Dotscaper. We play cards to support this, and if you get it on field, it's a 1-card mini combo in this deck. It doesn't get you all the way where you need to be, but if you have 1 additional extender, it does get you there. Cyberse Gadget's the same way with Summon It and get you there with 1 additional extender. However, with Cyberse Gadget is also level 4, so if you get it to grave later on in the game, if you bring it back, you can get your token again, and you can combo off. We are also playing Triple Parallel Xyz. We are playing the Devotee combo. I was debating playing 2 of this, but you can send 1 back if you need to with the Devotee combo, so 3 works out very well. Next we are playing Double Microcoder. This is a going first variant. I wouldn't recommend playing this in a going second variant. This helps get you through your combo. If you can get to the Devotee combo and have this in addition, this will get you exactly where you need to be. This also searches a counter trap, or your counter trap if you have a Code Talker. And it also searches Signet Mining. For our more hand-trappy cards, we are playing Double Nibiru and Triple Godarla. I liked this format. You can get over the Wind Barrier statue. If you want to play a different kaiju, you can. I just wanted to play cautiously. The lower level ones do come in handy, or the lower attack ones do come in handy. And interesting enough, Nibiru is actually useful going first, as if you go ahead and summon out your Final Sigma, this won't get rid of the Final Sigma. So, good to know. On to our spells. We are playing Triple Cynet Mining. You are playing a bunch of Cyberse monsters in this deck, so this searches all of your Mathmechs. This also searches out other cards that are useful, and discarding is fairly useful in this deck. If you have a Sigma, it's practically a combo starter on its own if you start it with Sigma. And then you have Double Forbidden Droplets. You don't have to play this card if you don't have it. In fact, there were a lot of situations when I was playing that I wish this was something else. I chose to play it because it does get over some annoying effects, and having opponent's monsters attack in this deck is extremely useful. This is at its heart an OTK deck, so this does come up a lot. But once again, you can play other cards if you cannot afford it. Then we are playing 4 extenders. Monster Reborn, Mathmech Equation, Gold Sarcophagus, and Foolish Burial. With these two, you can send Dotscaper to just bring it back. Gold Sarcophagus can also banish Balancer Lord to just summon a monster from hand when you need to. Equation can be searched with one of your Synchro monsters, as well as your Xyz, but you normally search a different card. And Monster Reborn is just very useful in and of itself. And finally, for our traps, we are playing 1 Cynet Conflict to search off of our Microcoder, and then we are playing Super Factorial. This is the best card in the deck. This card's absolutely nuts. Don't sleep on this card. This card wins games by itself. I had a game where an opponent super polyed my board, and then I had this, and I won the game off this. Like, I was playing Dragon Link, had full combo, super polyed my board, and then I just timed this at the right point, and I won. This brings back up to 3 Mathmech monsters from your graveyard, and then you can Synchro or Xyz with them on the opponent's turn, because it's a trap. You can do it on your turn as well. And there are certain ones to go into that are really useful. I'll show you that right now, actually. We'll go straight to the extra deck. The extra deck we played, we'll start with the Synchros. We played Geomathmech Magma, Geomathmech Final Sigma, and Borreload Savage Dragon. So there's only a few cards in this deck that actually lock you into Cyberse, so this is really useful to go into. Final Sigma is your big OTK boss monster when it's in the extra monster zone. It's unaffected by opponent's card effects and does double damage. It's unaffected by everything besides Mathmech effects. So it is very useful with your other cards in order to easily pull off OTKs. And Geomathmech is more of a card to go into with your Super Factorial if you don't have the correct units to go into this or one of your Xyz. This also, if it runs over something, can destroy 2 cards. And then if it's sent to grave by an opponent's card effect, you get to search for a Mathmech spell trap like Super Factorial or your spell card. This is also useful to go off of, or go into off of your Diameter. You normal summon Diameter, bring back 1. This won't lock you into Cyberse either, so you can go into Borreload Savage Dragon or Magma. Just off of 1 card. Then we played 2 Xyz. We played Laplacion and Alimbertion. This is your combo card, gets you into anything in your deck, usually Super Factorial, and then you contribute a card in order to summon out a different Mathmech. Laplacion, if it's summoned, use 3 cards to summon it, so you usually summon this off of Super Factorial. It'll like pseudo-trish your opponent on their turn, rip a card out of their hand, send a spell and trap card, and send a monster. And then if you keep an additional, or if you keep a unit on this card by choosing not to do one of those, it can protect your Mathmechs as well. It's also worth noting that if you bring back Diameter will give an effect to any of your Synchros or Xyz. So you bring back this with Laplacion, giving Laplacion an additional negate along with a huge field wipe. For our Link monsters, we played 3 Link 1s. We played Link Disciple, Link Devotee, and Link Karibo. You get out any 2 of your Cyberse monsters, go into this, essentially +1 off of your monsters, mulligan a card. It does lock you into Link 2 or lowers, though. Lingaribo is... You have to play a Link 1, an additional Link 1 in order to do one of the combos in this deck. I found Lingaribo to be the most useful because it has other uses in that it negates traps. But if you don't have Lingaribo, you can play Link Karibo. For Link 2s, I played Inverted Code Talker, Wicked, and IP Masquerena. These, to me, are irreplaceable. These are the Link 2s that you have to play in this deck. If you don't have your Balancer Lord, you go into this off of your your Wicked combo, and this will summon out the tuner that you search. Otherwise, Balancer Lord will just special summon out the tuner that you search off of this. IP's how you want to end all of your boards that you can. And if there's any extra deck monsters that you can't afford in this deck, specifically in the Link department, you can play Pentastag, Splash Mage, Security Dragon. There's a lot of Link 2s that work very well with this package. This deck is just a little bit too tight, and I had other options that I wanted to play in the extra deck as far as Links are concerned. So I played one Transcode Talker. This is the only Link 3 that I played. You can play Unicorn, Nightmare Unicorn, but I chose to play this because anytime that I could go into Unicorn, I had other ones that I wanted to go into instead, specifically my Link 2s, my Link 4 and my Link 5. This is also very good to just bring back one of your IP Masquerenas and then just go into Access Code Talker. This deck has a little bit of a problem recovering, so being able to just go into this, get out an Access Code, and go for game is invaluable. And then I also played Avermax for an IP target, and Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. This card was MVP. I kept taking away important cards from my opponent. I'd go into this, negate their entire board, and they have to do really awkward things to get rid of this card because it's unaffected by all card effects or opponent's card effects that don't target it. So they have to go into really awkward stuff to get rid of this. That's it for the extra deck. I'll move on to the side, to the side deck. I played one additional Nibiru, self-explanatory. 2 Lancias, super good this format. A lot of decks have to banish. Stunning them out for a turn is useful. And then I played 2 Ibli. If you have enough extenders, you give this to your opponent, and then they really struggle to play, especially if you super factorial them and they have to use their battle phase in order to win. You get rid of the card that they normal summon that they want to link this off with in order to be able to play, and then they just lose. For spells, I cited 1 Called by the Grave for hand traps, specifically Droll and Lockbird, super annoying for this deck. Harpy's Feather Duster, and my 3rd Droplets. Then I ran triple evenly matched and 1 red reboot, also pretty self-explanatory. And then the absolute sauce, Imperial Order and double Imperial Iron Wall. This is Lancia forever. I played against a Bird-Up player, flipped this over, went first, did a few combos, got like 1 interruption, flipped this over, and they just lost. They could not play through this card. They got out like 1 monster to try and get over this, and I got rid of it, and they just lost. Side these in really easily by just getting rid of some of your going first cards, Good Tarla, Micro, Coder, those sort of things.
Thanks for watching the video. Tell me in the comments section down below what you'd like to see next, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.